Welp, I'm finally back. Welcome back to Cave Colonization, episode 76. Alright, so it's been a rather long time since the last Cave Colonization episode. That wasn't really intentional, so I guess I'll explain a little bit about that as I build. So I've been on vacation, which is why there hasn't been an episode, and I did, before going on vacation, set this episode entirely up. I just never ended up recording it, so I'm gonna have to struggle to remember how to build what I'm building, but whatever. So that's why there hasn't been an episode. It's not that I forgot, it's just that I'm lazy, so there just ended up not being an episode. But it's fine because we're back now, and as you can see, I'm not sure how much of it is actually going to be visible in the video when I edit it, but my mouse is kind of broken for some reason, and it's really struggling to left click in particular, left clicking and holding. Right click, it doesn't seem to have any problems, which is weird, and I really am not sure why I decided to start doing this, but maybe because I just dropped it like 2 days ago accidentally. The distance above the table, that's like 1 inch, so I think, in my personal opinion, it's blowing things out of proportion a little bit, and it doesn't need to not be working, but according to it doesn't want to work, so I have to deal with that. This has happened before a little bit, and it just kind of ended up resolving itself without me really having to do anything. I didn't have to go buy a new mouse or anything, so I'm hoping it's going to be similar to this, but as of right now, it makes destroying blocks in Minecraft kind of a pain in the ass, and it's also probably going to make editing this video incredibly fun. I am very much not looking forward to that, and I think I need to mine out these blocks. So it just kind of clicks once and then kind of pauses, and then it's like, well, are you gonna do something? I say to it, well, are you gonna do anything? Because I'm clicking and holding and you're just staring at me, so what's the big idea? I don't think I'm gonna have enough stone bricks for this. Okay, but that's totally fine because please break blocks, please, come on. That's totally fine because this bottom layer actually doesn't need to be mined out. Please, just break, for the love of God. I'm gonna try not complain about it, but it's gonna be really frustrating. I was playing Minecraft earlier to see how bad it was, and it was working fine, and then all of a sudden it just decided, actually no. So that was kind of annoying. But as I was saying before, I was really interrupted by my mouse just deciding that it doesn't want to. Fine, I'll just leave the shulker box down. Before I was so really interrupted by my mouse not working, I did set this episode up before going on vacation, and I intended to record it. I just kept putting it off, and then I never ended up actually recording it, so that was not really the best play, but hey, it's fine. I'm recording it now, so that's all that matters. It's getting recorded. And I guess I should probably talk about what this is. So this is a clock store, and that's kind of a weird build for Minecraft, I think. But I mean, look at it from my point of view. We're in Minecraft 1.19.4, and I've kind of used all the proper utility blocks in Minecraft, so now I have to get a little bit more creative with what I make. And I thought this would be an interesting idea as I struggle to break this 1 mangrove planks. I wonder if I could get my old mouse out. This is not the first time my mouse has stopped working in a cave colonization episode, except I think it happened the first time, like when the series was just beginning. I was talking about it in the voiceover for episode 2. It's annoying that, scheisse. Tabbed out. Surprised the game didn't crash right there. It's annoying that I don't know how to build this anymore because I'm building it fairly incorrectly so far, which is not really helpful. I don't want to be spending that much time editing because today is Monday, so I do need to edit it all today and then get it ready for uploading tomorrow, and I'm not doing a very good job of doing that very well. Come on, I don't know what to do. Just fix yourself. My God. Yeah, this is pretty painful so far, not gonna lie. Alright, I've just been struggling to build the frame. It's not going too well so far, but whatever. I'm gonna put the floor in now because I want to. I don't actually know what it is. Looks like it's just like oak and stripped oak logs. I'm not really sure how to get the mouse to click. Like sometimes it just seems to work and then it just doesn't. It just stops working, but whatever. I need to just get the build done, like the basic frame. I don't have to break as many blocks. I only have to break them if I misplace them, which admittedly is pretty common with my track record, but we're just gonna ignore that. I think what's confusing me is I may have dug this out wrong. Yeah, this episode is so far much more of a struggle than I would like it to be, but oh well. It's like I can never do an episode the way I plan. I mean, I guess I am getting through it the way I planned because I'm building what I planned, but I wish I was building it faster because as I think I mentioned, I don't really want to do that much editing because today is Monday and it just takes takes a while to edit footage that's, you know, isn't very fast and it's kind of like disjointed or whatever. But I'm just gonna put some stuff in the floor. Like, editing is not my favorite thing to do, and it takes a while. At least you guys are lucky you don't have to deal with that part. But this is the showroom, I guess. And usually my buildings are like quite short. Look at that big slime over there. So there's not really a lot of room to build stuff. So I dug down a little bit so I'd have a higher ceiling to build more interesting wares. So I think once I'm done this, it's just onto really the roof building. So I think I might just pause here and do the roof building. I'll meet back up with you when that's done. All right. I think the roof is done, or done enough to the point where I think it's okay for me to move on. Playing Minecraft right now is a little bit frustrating because of the mouse problems, but let's just move on and build our clock store. My clocks aren't like outrageously creative. It was kind of hard to fit decently creative things in here, but I did my best, you know. I think I deserve a little bit of patting on the back. But look, we've already got one clock, and then there's one right here. Isn't that wonderful? In this corner over here, we have a corner bush, and I have a full inventory, so I'm gonna put my armor on, and it's 3 high. My clock store interior. That's all I have to do right now, and that's all I really have to talk about. So I guess I should probably apologize for the gigantic gap between episodes. It was not intentional. I'm just kind of a little bit lazy, I guess, when it comes to recording these, which I mentioned is kind of a weird thing. I mentioned in a previous video, it's kind of a weird thing. I think that was the train station. But here is half of the store already. So then we can get on to the reason why it's like 4 blocks down instead of just 3, because it was originally 3, and then I had to move it down 1 more. I guess I'll just stack up. My left click is working a little bit better now. This is like my tall grandfather clock. Did I have a blaze rod? Yes, it's in here. And this is the pendulum. Isn't that beautiful? And then on this we need some dark oak trapdoors. Beautiful. Okay, and then we have one more small, which I mean to say not small, clock right here. This one is interesting because it just straight up has a hole in it, which you'll see. It's right there. It's a pretty big hole. It's not hard to miss. I need a spruce slab to finish off top. And in that hole goes a bell. It's a cuckoo clock or something. And that's all my clocks in my beautiful clock store. Isn't it glorious? I think it is. I think it's very glorious. All right, now we put in the ceiling and a little bit more. Now the ceiling is gonna go right on this level. Oh, I was jump scared by that annoying ass noise, but that's just my other computer, which is unfortunately on at the minute. So I was trying to do something with it and it was just not having any of it. So hopefully that's not outrageously loud in the video. You probably won't be able to hear it because background noise anyway. At least, I hope. Fingers crossed. Let's see, I believe these pillars go all the way up to the ceiling, so not that. Oh, also, you might be wondering why this building uses sandstone, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. I was just looking through, oops, caps lock. I was just looking through blocks, and I saw sandstone. I'm like, you know, I haven't used cut sandstone slabs very often, so I might as well. And I wanted it to be a lighter block because the lighter ceiling gives the illusion of more space and being more open. Trust. I didn't make that up. I saw it in a video, so I decided, I wonder if that's true, and then I stole it anyway. Right, so we got some mangrove trapdoors, which I need to put on like here as a railing. And then over here on that block, we're gonna have a Charizard shelf. And on that Charizard shelf, we're gonna have a bell. I love how the bell has the same noise as the anvil, and a bookshelf. Then I guess I'll finish this area off first. So we have another scaffold, and then I do have another scaffold. So to clear up an inventory slot, I'll put that one where it goes. I'll also put this down, and this, and then this extra, oh hello, forgot I put that dark oak stair there in the wrong spot. Okay, now I actually think this is the downstairs done. Okay, the scaffold's in the wrong spot. Here goes the composter with a spruce trapdoor on top of it. It's a little trash can or something. Why? I have no idea. It just is. And then over here on top of this is the azalea. And then I realized something outrageously egregious when I was building this house. Oh, is this supposed to be like that? Please don't tell me this entire roof is 1 block too low. Okay, it's actually not. It's just the fact that I need to fill these walls in with mangrove, so it's only 3 wide. Okay, I had a very big confusion moment because I was wondering how the hell is that even possible? I was saying something about the smoker and stuff, but I'll get to that. First, I want to show off this little meme that I did. So I put down the mangrove doors, and then the 2 barrels, and then the corner bush, and boom, there's a little closet. Isn't that awesome? I think that's kind of awesome. But anyway, back to what I was doing with the kitchen. So I noticed that so far in this floor, we haven't had any chimneys. So when I put this little kitchen bit in, I was like, this is a great opportunity for a chimney. So I decided to put one in, and we need to go on the roof for it, but I'll get to that a little bit later. For now, let's just finish up the interior decoration and finish making this kitchen. And I don't know why, but like whenever there's a flower pot in a kitchen, I always use a bamboo. I think the lantern goes here, and then there's one that goes here. And then all along this, I think there's stairs. Boom. Yeah, that looks right. And then at this far end, there is another window. Right here, we have a painting. Can I get lucky a little bit, please? I guess not, but there we go. That's the painting I wanted. We got a little carpet. That looks like every interior block used. I'm gonna put in the windows up here real quick. So there's the window, and then there's one there and one there. Okay, next to here, there's a fence with a lantern on it, and then there's something similar outside, which I think is on this side, because a sign, which I'll get out right now, but I won't glow and die, goes right there. So I think that's everything on the inside, honestly. So then we can do a little bit of exterior decoration. And this one is kind of just, what is that R word that like means go back, like kind of revert, relapse. You know, when you're doing drugs and then you decide you don't want to do drugs anymore, but then you just can't help doing drugs or something and you relapse. But this one is pretty similar, pretty standard exterior to my usual exterior design, which just has extra slabs and stairs, but we still got the trapdoors and the windows going. I mean, obviously we have the windows going, but you know, and that's that. Are there any windows on this side? There are. What do you know? So I can knock this out, and that's a brilliant view. Oh, I guess there's not a window on this side. This is the other side, so I want this side. And yes, there is no window. Cool. Thank you, disorganized screenshots, for leading me astray yet again. But it's fine. This exterior uses a lot more stairs than previous ones, so that's something to point out, I guess, that separates this exterior from other exteriors past. And I just fell down this random 1-block hole, which I don't know why is there, but is there because I guess it wants to be. And we have a 3 more trapdoors, because trapdoors are awesome. I'm gonna need that axe. Also this. Where can I place this? I can place it there, conveniently in the one place I can't actually open it. Alright, so I need 2 of these, and then parkour. I would never be allowed to do such a incredible stunt. That's not something DV Productions does. Okay, that looks good for that. It's quite dark. I'm gonna need to get some more torches down. That's kind of a common occurrence when you are building in a cave. So I guess if I don't want it to be dark, I have to not build in a cave. But that kind of defeats the entire purpose of, you know, cave colonization. The whole point of this series is that we are building in a cave. Because if we were building above ground, then it wouldn't be called cave colonization. And it wouldn't really be different from any other building series. What makes cave colonization unique is the fact that it's in a cave. That's also where the name comes from, you know, cave colonization. Because if it wasn't in a cave, I don't know, would it be called colonization? Probably not. It'd just be called DB Productions building series or something lame like that. Although I probably would come up with a little bit better than that, because first of all, it has to be an alliteration, because alliterations are cool. If you don't know what an alliteration is, that's a skill issue. But it's basically just words that start with the same letter in a row, like cave colonization. Both of those start with a C. So you see what I did there? Haha, haha. Super funny, I know. No need to remind me of how funny I am. I'm perfectly aware. I just temporarily forgot what hockey my axe was. Can you tell I haven't played Minecraft in 2 weeks? Yeah, I was on vacation for 2 weeks, by the way, so kind of a long vacation, and that's also why I couldn't upload. If I had recorded the footage, I could have edited it while on vacation, but because I didn't record the footage, I actually couldn't edit it because I didn't have anything to edit, if that makes any sense, which I feel like it does. I'm kind of just rambling on right now, and I'm well aware of that, and also I haven't put most of the windows in, but I have an obligation to make my videos entertaining, so consider yourself entertained. I mean, you don't have to, but I think if I was watching this, which I'm going to be when I edit it, I think I'd be pretty entertained. I think right now is the maximum entertainment I've ever received. If we're just going, shut up other computer. But anyway, we can put this in, and the campfire, and boom, look at that. The 4th floor now has its very first chimney. And it's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes down here. Is that right? 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Wait, episode 70 was a floor showcase, and episode 71 was exploring, so that's 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. There we go, I'm not stupid. I know how I order my episodes, and I know this. I know the standards and stuff, and I think that's everything then. Right, so it's a very long vine, and this building is going to be called the Clockwork 2. And I'll come back and put a date and glow and dye it. I think that's gonna do it for today's episode. So sorry again about the break. I'm going to hopefully be back on schedule. I'm currently maximum unemployed, so I'm looking to change that because now that I've done school, I kind of need a job to get the money because I am the poor. Also, because of how frustrating Minecraft has been to play today, I'm going to leave the fish that I was going to put in the aquarium for next episode when I either A, have a new mouse, or B, my mouse is behaving a little bit better. But I'm going to stop rambling right now. Is that vine on fire? No, it's not. But thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.